Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Cars and Coffee Las Vegas. We got a pretty special, I wouldn't even call it a car, a bus. This is really cool because, we get a chance to see and talk with the man who actually put it together. Now, tell me, was this a barn find? Was it really ugly when you got it, or it was a turnkey car?
No, I found this car in 2000 Goldfield, Nevada. And I'd originally found it back in 95 when I didn't have any money. Then in 2000, I was married with a kid driving up to Reno with my wife, and I told her about a bus that I'd found in the desert. I went by, looked at it, and then I tracked down the owner that same day, went back to the following weekend and found it. So it sat in Goldfield, Nevada from 1976 until 2000 when I bought it.
What year is it, and tell us a little bit about it.
This is a 1967 13-window deluxe. This is the microbus without the sunroof option. So when you got the microbus, it was a deluxe, and you had an option with the 6 skylights and the 8 skylights and the sunroof. And so this is the no sunroof option, so more like the R model, the race model. But it's a 67 13-window deluxe that I've built basically from the ground up. All the metal, the bumpers, the chrome, everything you see on it's original from when I found it in the desert. Custom modified the paint, guards red and absolute black, kind of to throwback for my desire for Porsches. And that followed through with the Type 4 motor. And it's got 944 disc brakes on it all the way around. Wow. So there's a lot of Porsche influence on it. And I really wanted I wanted to build the oxymoron, the bus that looks like it's going 100 miles an hour sitting still. So this is kind of the deal here.
How many horsepower is on this Type 4?
This Type 4 dynoed at the wheels at 130 horsepower. So if you take into consideration the factory car probably dynoed at about 20-25 horsepower to the wheels. This is substantially more.
25?
Yeah, they come with about a 40 horsepower motor. You subtract what you lose through the drivetrain, and you're probably dynoing at about 25. So I raced this bus against a stock one in the quarter mile. This bus ran a 15-second quarter mile, and the stock bus ran a 24-second quarter mile. So it's a little bit different in speed.
I imagine the hills you had to get out and push at 20 horsepower. I mean, that doesn't do much.
Yeah, no, these things they're tough. Stock, they're tough to drive up any kind of grade. This specific bus, I've driven it to California for a lot of car shows and stuff, and this bus, it will pull Baker grade without any strain at about 75 mile an hour, no problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you've done some pretty cool things with this. I see you've got some Bull Run stickers. Why don't you tell us about that? I remember seeing you on TV. You were, quite the guy on there.
Yeah, in 2008, 2006, I'd watch a TV show about this show called Bull Run, this cross-country rally, and I thought, man, the bus would be the coolest thing to have on there. So I typed in my info, and then I forgot about it. 2 years later, the week before Thanksgiving, I get an email that says, you've been selected as one of the finalists to be on Bull Run. And I thought, this has got to be a joke, or, I couldn't really figure out what was going on with it. So I looked into it. Next thing you know, I ended up being on the show. So my brother and I rallied this thing across country in a competition for 3 weeks and put about 3,900 miles on it in those 3 weeks. Wow. So, yeah, if you go back and look at the footage, spoiler alert, but if you watch, we were the oldest vehicle, least horsepower, and we were the last team eliminated.
Wow, that is quite a feat.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, we had a big following when it was on TV because we're the underdogs, and everybody really wanted to see the VW bus win. But if you're a car guy, there is no better experience than to have you and your car shoulder to shoulder up against any other kind of car that's out there, and just seeing who can make it to the end. And that was probably the most fun 3 weeks I've ever had.
Now, you tool around with your kids quite a bit. What do they think about riding around in the bus?
Oh, my kids, I've got a couple buses, and they're just used to cruising around the bus. People that build these cars, they get real critical about the package tray and this, that. My kids get inside, it's like a jungle gym. They're jumping from seat to seat, and at the end of the day, it's just a car. You build these things the way you want them, and then when they're ready to drive, my belief is you drive them, you use them. The kids can step on the seats, they can do whatever. It's just a car. It's a labor of love, but it's to be enjoyed,
Now, the value of these has really skyrocketed. Why do you think that is?
The value of these things has gone through the roof because primarily they were really inexpensive cars. So the ones that are really desirable, the 23-window microbuses, 21 windows and whatnot, those have gone through the roof because as an inexpensive car, they were really disposable. I mean, they'd blow the engine up and throw the car away. So the numbers that are available out there have gone, you know, far and few between. In addition to now that generation of people that were kids that saw these things, they want to collect them. So these things have sold at auction. I think there's a record that one has sold for over $210,000.
Wow. What were they new?
Brand new, this car was $1,800.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Quite an investment.
This is quite a treat for us to have you here, and I know you come pretty often. How'd you first learn about Cars and Coffee?
Well, I had been to Cars and Coffee down in Irvine, and then I heard they were starting Cars and Coffee here, and I thought, man, this is perfect. I can get up early in the morning, don't do my hair or anything, drive out here, hang out, get something to eat, hang out with my kids, show them cars, and then go home before 9 o'clock. So this is the best thing to do every Saturday. When I have time, I shoot down here. I go to the garage, I pick whichever car is going to start, and that's the one I come down in.
Now, this is a pretty good, van to transport parts and do some things. But I know you're doing a few little things with some parts. Tell us about that.
Well, we own a shop called the Underground Garage, and so through the Underground Garage we source a lot of OEM VW parts and also rare and collectible parts, things to that extent. So we just came across a big load of Porsche stuff, and we've got a lot of OEM VW stuff, and so we've been dealing with that quite a bit through the Underground Garage.
Plus you do a little swapping, don't you? Tell us about that.
You know, I do. I also, my partner and I, because we're hardcore car guys first, so we started what we felt this town needed, which was the Las Vegas Auto Swap Meet, which we do every year. We do it 2 times a year. We do it every April and September. And actually this year, we just moved them to Saturday. So making Saturday to where we get a little more turnout. But it's been great. We get about 3,000 people through the gate and about 300 swappers. So it's turned out to be quite an appreciated event for the local car enthusiasts here in Las Vegas. I mean, it's really something that's needed to be done here. And what makes it different is because we market to the general public, we get a lot of people that clear out their garage and bring out really good deals. It's not like some other swap meets you go to where everything's like full retail. This, you can actually really find some good deals.
If someone wants to find out more information, how do they get more information?
So for more information on the Auto Swap Meet, go to lvautoswapmeet.com, lvautoswapmeet.com, and you can register, buy a space now for the one coming up April 16th. That's the next event. So hopefully, we'll see you guys out there after this is over.
Great. Thank you very much for sharing a little bit of your time with us and telling us all about the beautiful car.
You got it. Thanks. Appreciate it.